Time is 4 o'clock. I will call the Plan Commission meeting to order in person and via Zoom, Tuesday, June 10th, 2025 at 4 p.m. Roll call, please.
Council Representative Schultz.
Here.
Commissioner Ciccarelli.
Here.
Commissioner Kesnick. Here. Commissioner Huff. Commissioner Scholl.
Here.
Manager Hausman.
Here.
Director of Public Works Navin.
Here.
Thank you.
All right. First item on the agenda is public hearings. Just for the sake of the public, we'll have Jed Drager, the building inspector and zoning administrator, present those staff reports on the front end. In case there is anybody in the public who wants to speak on them, they have the information ahead of time. So we'll start with the staff report for the zoning map amendment to change the zoning district for a portion of the properties located west of Banker Road and east of Fort Atkinson High School, currently parcel number 2260614332200 from single family residential SR2 to multifamily residential MRM12, single family SR5, and conservancy CON. Mr. Drager.
All right, thank you. Yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. This is directly related to the Ridgeview Estates preliminary plat that you've seen before and recommended to the City Council. That is on hold, waiting for this portion of the approvals. This is the zoning aspect of this approval process for the entire area. As we saw, establishes the individual lots. This zoning map amendment is establishing the zoning district for each of those lots that is on the preliminary plat. We have three different ones. So we have the SR5, which is not our densest single family, but it is the second most dense. MRM12 and the conservancy, which is reserved for non-developable pieces of land, which in this case would be the stormwater management. As you can see here on the map there, the portions there that are by the, we have Peony there, I think. Marigold, excuse me, sorry, they're relatively new. Marigold there, which heads north from Trillium. Those are already established through CSM, and we'll see that in the next hearing. But this is relating to the rest of the portion of land to the west of Banker Road, where you can see the square box of the SR2 to MRM12 and SR5. That area here is what we're having the public hearing to. If you could scroll down just a little bit further, get to that, back it out so we can see the overall preliminary plat. There you go. And this would have to do with all the lots to the north of Trillium Drive, minus 2, 3, 4, and 5. So all the rest of those is part of this zoning map amendment, establishing the zoning for each of those individual lots.
And those are all listed if we one page down.
Yep, they're actually listed on the preliminary plat.
On each of the lots. So if there was any question as to which lots are proposed for which zoning.
I believe the title page also has a list of each of those, which would be the previous overall picture of the preliminary plat. That title page has a description of each of the lots for their proposed zoning or future zoning. So this is mimicking that zoning designation that is listed on the preliminary plat. But looking at the comprehensive plan, this is in concert with that. This is listed as neighborhood, which is a variety of different housing types and development. So with that, I guess I would welcome any questions.
Well, I think we'll wait on questions from the Plan Commission
Yeah.
until we get to that point on the agenda. But I will go ahead and if you want to take a seat, I'll open the public hearing and see if anybody has any comments. And then we'll move on to the next one. So I will open the public hearing relating to the zoning map amendment to change the zoning of these parcels on the preliminary plat from SR2 to multifamily residential, SR5, single family residential, and conservancy. Anybody from the public wishing to speak on this? Second call, anybody from the public wishing to speak? Third and final call. Okay. I will close the public hearing on this item. Jed, I will ask you to come back up and present the staff report relating to a zoning map amendment to change the zoning of the properties located at 1349, 1347, and 1345 Marigold Drive from single-family residential SR2 to single-family residential SR5.
Yes, similar to the previous one, but this is regarding the zoning for a previously approved CSM for the lots that CSM had lots 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can see these on the preliminary plat if you would. I believe it would be one more page back up, actually. I know that mouse is a little difficult to. Anyway, which was lots 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lot 2 was approved for the zoning with a MRM 12 with a PUD overlay. If we remember, that is the 2 4-unit townhomes that were recently approved. This is a zoning map amendment for lots 3, 4, and 5, which are proposed single family.
This one's fine. Just go that way.
Yeah, just a little bit to the west. There you go. 3, 4, and 5 there if you're far left part of the screen. Those are proposed single family SR5. This would continue with the previous zoning map amendment, continuing that single family going to single family from the multifamily from the south, getting more and more dense, or more and more less and less dense, excuse me, going to single family. Once again, this is in concert with the comprehensive plan. And I should note that both proposals or zoning map amendments were noticed to the public according to statute and ordinance.
Question?
I think we'll just wait on questions until that section of the Plan Commission agenda. Okay, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing for this zoning map amendment for the parcels located, the properties located at 1349, 1347, and 1345 Marigold Drive. First call for anyone wishing to speak. Second call for anyone wishing to speak. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak on the public hearing. Okay, hearing none, I will close the public hearing. All right, next item on the agenda is new business. We have review and possible action relating to the minutes of the May 13th, 2025 Plan Commission meeting. Any questions or comments on the minutes?
I have 2 items. The first is a request to add a little bit of detail.
John, can you turn on your microphone on the back?
Thank you. Newbie thing here. Right. So do I have to hold?
Hit it again. So it's green. Yeah.
Great. So the first is during that meeting, I had asked regarding the sign application for Devout Real Estate, whether a projecting sign had been considered. And Mr. Drager said that the zoning code currently prohibits projecting signs in the historic Main Street district. I just wanted that noted. And then I have a follow-up item. I didn't know where in the agenda it was appropriate to do follow-ups that weren't corrections or revisions to the minutes themselves. I had a brief Q&A with Mr. Drager regarding permeable pavement for potential walkways within the Ridgeview Estates. Since then, I found a company that's bringing to market a highly porous structural concrete. The company's name is Aquipor, AQUIPOR, and they're heading for technology readiness, not only on sidewalk type applications, but things as big as runways. So it's highly permeable. It can drain 10 inches of water per hour. So something to track technology wise as a way to have a walkable surface, for example, in an area that would otherwise be, you think of it as just pure runoff. That's all.
Okay, any other questions or comments for the minutes? All right, so noting the amendment, or not amendment, but noting the clarification added by Commission Member Ciccarelli, is there a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion by the Plan Commission? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Okay, next on the agenda is review and possible recommendation to the city council relating to a zoning map amendment to change the zoning for the properties located west of Banker Road and east of Fort Atkinson High School. Currently parcel number 226-0614-3322-000 from single-family residential SR2 to multifamily residential MRM12 and SR and single-family residential SR5, as well as Conservancy, CON. This is zoning map amendment 2025-02. Okay, now is the time for questions on this matter for staff.
Just a curiosity question about parcels 51 and 62, just north of Trillium. They're large, like lot 2 is large. I was just curious what's envisioned there.
We have an idea that mostly townhomes will probably be proposed there, similar to what lot 2 is, but we do not have a site plan submitted for that.
Thank you.
Can you talk just a little bit about the requested change from SR2 to SR5 and what that does, because they're both single family designations?
Yeah, so SR2 would be our least dense single family designation that we have. Switching to that SR5 allows for smaller lot sizes and increases the quantity available for the area. Smaller lot sizes in a large area, of course, means more lots are available to be there. That SR2 zoning it has a requirement for a larger lot, which generally means less houses, and we're looking for an increase in housing, and SR5 seemed the most appropriate. SR7 is another option, but it gets quite small, and it's better suited for infill lots than it is for new development.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
And the lots that are proposed to be zoned conservancy, can you tell us what those are?
Yes, those are stormwater management areas. They have one along the Banker Road rerouting of Banker Road, and then up at the north portion of the subdivision. And those will be handling stormwater for this particular area of Ridgeview Estates. Conservancy is a non-development zoning, and it's appropriate for this, and it lists stormwater management as a use.
Excellent. I will also note in the staff report, you noted consistency with the comprehensive plan. I will also just note that these zoning changes are consistent with the neighborhood plan that was approved by the Plan Commission and the City Council back in 2022, when we had the folks at Vanderwall assist us with master planning this area to really determine what the city wanted to see, and that this preliminary plat as well as the zoning changes are in line with that plan that was approved. Any other questions from the Plan Commission on this matter?
I do. More just for information. So like SR5, generally I had assumed that meant like 5 houses per acre. So as that number gets larger, the houses per acre, is it actually that close ratio to like SR5 means, a 0.2 acre sized lot?
Yes, it's actually very close to that. Yes, and that goes
Okay.
through all of our zoning designations. Get your number of units per acre in general. Yeah.
Okay, the only reason why I asked that is I saw some that were like 0.191 or 0.186 for acres, and I didn't know if that fell outside of that SR5 designation or if there's some wiggle room on that.
Yeah, so we have a minimum standard for each zoning designation, but there is not a maximum.
Okay.
So in keeping with the same setbacks for the neighborhood, we felt appropriate that SR5 continue throughout the subdivision rather than mixing zoning, which we try not to do and have block zoning anyways.
Okay. All right, thank you for that clarification.
Welcome.
And along the same lines, if the minimum lot width is 65 feet, I assume lots that have a lower frontage, or if it's pie-shaped, the lower back lot line, it would be an average, correct?
Yep. Yep. We're looking for a width and average.
Yep.
And that's why that separate minimal amount for road frontage. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to recommend this matter to the city council for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any final discussion amongst the plan commission on this matter? Okay, hearing none, I will call the question. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Next item on the agenda is review and possible recommendation to the city council relating to a zoning map amendment to change the zoning district for the properties located at 1349, 1347, and 1345 Marigold Drive from single-family residential SR2 to single-family residential SR5.
Yes, so I'll welcome any questions here. Similar situation. Only difference here is this was approved through a CSM and is established already. But this would be establishing those three lots, 3, 4, and 5 as single family SR5. With many of the same reasons as the previous comments. Staff does recommend, Plan Commission recommends City Council approve this one as well.
Any questions for Mr. Drager from the Plan Commission? Okay,
I would move that we recommend to the city council the zoning map amendment to change the zoning district for the properties located at 1349, 1347, and 1345 Marigold Drive from single-family residential SR2 to single-family residential SR5.
Second.
okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion amongst the Plan Commission on this one? I will just again note the consistency with the neighborhood plan and consistency with the comp plan. And I will also note that the Intrepid Investments with which the city has a development agreement to develop this, the Ridgeview Estates subdivision, is really, really interested in getting building permits, which they can do after we close, which they will do after the zoning map amendments are approved. So, we have a motion and second on the floor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is review and possible action relating to a concept plan for an industrial flex building to be located on lots 12 and 13 in the Clement Business Park. Mr. Drager.
Okay. So this is an exciting concept here. To note, it is not a full site plan review. This is just a concept view, so it's not meeting every ordinance that we have. It's meant to be an overview of what is to come. So with that, we'll go into Wisconsin Development Partners made an offered purchase, which we had representative here. Offered the sale of lots 12 and 13. The city asked for a site plan for that sale to go through. This is a proposal, concept proposal, I should say, for what they would like to put on that site. They also have an option for a purchase of lot 1 if that's exercised by October 31st. As you can see here, this is for a flex commercial building, flex industrial, I should say. Honestly, it could be a mixture of both, given the business park zoning that we have out there. There's a few more possibilities for what could go into this proposed building. From initial view of this, it is meeting our ordinance in theory with the materials, color changes, facade orientation, or so. I mean, other than the fact that it's not a complete site plan, it is showing the direction that we would be looking for it to go as far as coming up with an approvable site plan. Once again, it is a concept. There are a few things with the garage doors towards the rear that would have to be worked around since it is facing a street. But there are screening options and different ways to go with that. There are businesses out there, but this is an exciting thing to potentially add alongside Janesville Avenue. It is the proposed use that would come along with this site plan would be appropriate for the Clement Business Park. And I guess I would be welcome to any questions with that, but it would meet the city's comprehensive plan in theory. The staff is asking that Plan Commission approve the concept plan as submitted to meet the intent of, for the accepted offer of the property. There would, of course, be a full site plan review coming forward before any construction of a building would start. This is more of a concept, of course, but for that sale of the land to meet the intent of the requirements the city set for that sale.
I want to say that I think it's, at least in the rendering, a really handsome building.
Yep.
Be a good addition, and also a good addition to the Janesville Avenue frontage, in my opinion. I do have a couple of questions. The first has to do with signage. I'm not sure if this is something that should be in a concept plan or has to wait for the full site plan later. Roadway users on Janesville Avenue are going to look for the individual business names of the tenants as they pass by. And I wondered whether the concept plan, at least on the west elevation, should depict where such signage would go and its form factor and size, so that that could be evaluated. Certainly on the west elevation, which is the main face of the building, but possibly on the back too, because some people will approach it from Milky Drive, and to the extent that the garage doors or sets of garage doors are associated with a tenant business, they probably want to locate and go to those appropriate doors. So signage is a question.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. One option for that Janesville Avenue facing direction that you spoke about would be a multi-tenant sign, something along those lines where you could accommodate multiple tenants in that building. We do have sign requirements for that type. And on the rear of the building, there are sign requirements for on-building signage, of course, but then there's also allowances for taking additional signage from other facades of the building, just as long as those extend or those additional signage on that facade don't exceed the limits.
As an option to a multi-tenant sign for the main facade, I wonder if something like I see on certain shopping plazas might be considered, where each tenant does have a sign, but the signs are required to be uniform.
Mhm.
And uniform height. The nice thing about that is, as I'm driving by, even if I don't currently have business there, I start to identify the part of the building. These are big buildings too. They're 300-foot buildings. As I understand, there's two of them. Then when I actually do need to make a visit, I kind of know where to go. It's a small thing.
It's a great thing to point out. We also have another portion of our sign ordinance that allows a minimum of 40 square feet or a maximum of 40 square feet. Let me rephrase that. A minimum of 40 square feet per business. So each business would allow that 40 square feet at a minimum for each of their individual entrances.
Especially since such care has been given to the choice of materials in the proposed concept, I think it might be a good time to tie that into signage, so the signage doesn't look just slapped on. Then connectivity comments. The parking lot where people will go to access the front of the building is on between the building and Janesville Avenue. So I'm going to want to drive in there and find the entrance that I want. But I have to go back out to the Parkway to get in and out. So there's a single in and out for that front parking lot. I was wondering, actually, that's not true. Between the buildings, there's a way to the back as well. I was wondering if there should also be, at the southernmost end of the buildings, a way to the Milky Avenue cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I mean, that would all get worked through with site plan review.
Okay.
It definitely would be something we would look at. Usually in the cases for ingress and egress out of the parking area, we're going to be looking at the fire department, make sure we have proper access for emergency service vehicles, radiuses and all those things, but those are going to be scrutinized during a full site plan review, of course.
And then I'm just coming up to speed as a new commissioner on the institutional history of all the things like the business park, which goes back quite a ways. So I was just curious whether Commerce Parkway itself, the main access from Janesville Avenue, is intended to be the only connection to Janesville Avenue for the entire business park.
I believe
Yes.
it is, yes. Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a high traffic road with higher speeds and in the name of safety. I think that was
access control. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all really great feedback, I think, because it kind of informs what this body would like to see when we get to the site plan stage. So I think that's great. Any other feedback or questions for Mr. Drager from the Plan Commission?
I actually wanted to also note that with my pedestrian hat on, I saw the pedestrian connection from the edge of the parking lot down to Commerce. Looks good. I understand that taking it to the corner of Commerce in Janesville is constrained by the fact there's already a monument sign there. So I get it. Thank you.
Other questions for staff from the Plan Commission? Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the concept plan for this industrial flex building. Let's see that to allow for the closing on the property.
So moved.
Second.
Any final discussion amongst the Plan Commission on this? I will just note again that full site plans will come back to this body before for approval. So all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is review and possible action relating to site plan review for signage at Waterfront Dental on Sherman Avenue. This is site plan review 2025-10. Mr. Drager.
Oh, thank you. Yep. So this is Sherman Avenue West, former Benner Kind and Stratford BKS Dental. They are making a change. It's actually quite minimal change. That design with the sun and the waves is existing and will remain. I believe that is not being replaced at all. It's just the wording below. I believe if we scroll one more down, we can see what is there currently. As you can see, yeah, they're keeping that wave design and then changing the language to Waterfront Dental. The two signs on the left there are existing. They are replacing the faces of those. So they are existing, but I did review. So technically they don't require Plan Commission review as they're just a sign face replacement, but I did review the signs as a whole with the building facade length, and they do meet the requirements for that as a full set. They're not, it's not above a walkway. It's not going above any facade. It is proposed to be LED backlit, but it is not facing residential. There's commercial across the street. So we don't really pay attention to those as well, other than, of course, we would review it if we saw that it was too bright or something along those lines. But as far as staff review, meets the ordinance of the sign regulations for the city of Port Atkinson, and the city staff recommends approval as proposed. I welcome any questions.
I just had a minor comment. I live on the 200 block of East Sherman Avenue, and the staff report said 201 Sherman Avenue, but it didn't say West.
Sorry.
I get mail for the 200 block of West Sherman.
I'm always good for criticism. That's all right. It makes me better.
Any other questions for staff on this matter?
I would move to approve the site plan for signage at 201 Waterfront Dental on West Sherman Avenue.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion, final discussion by the Plan Commission on this matter? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? That motion carries. Item number 5 is adjournment.
Move to
Move to
adjourn.
adjourn. Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 We are adjourned at 4:30 p.m. Thank you all.